Do you think the Niners could draft another quarterback this upcoming season if Brock Purdy doesn't stop throwing picks?
Okay, hear me out. I have a theory. I think if Drew Alar drops because of his injury to like the third round, I could see the 49ers pulling the trigger and Kyle going, please get me him. He's
Mhm.
young, he's big as hell, he's got a massive arm, and he can just rehab behind Brock. And you can just let him learn the system. And he has some accuracy issues, but I think I think out of anyone in this draft outside of Fernando Mendoza, Drew Alar is Kyle's like dream guy. He's a big pocket statue guy. And if he's there in like the third round, I think Kyle's going to pull the trigger, regardless of Brock Purdy.
I think that'd be a great pick, though. I mean, it seems like from the Niners' perspective, you should be bringing in as many starting caliber quarterbacks as you can because they tend to do really well in your system, and you don't protect any of them with an offensive line. They get hurt,
Yeah.
and you might want to, flip them like in the future. So yeah, I would do that. I don't think you're going to get much from Curtis Rourke. We'll see.
Yeah.
And if you want to trade, they shouldn't trade Mac Jones. But if they do trade Mac Jones, all the more reason to. But yeah, I mean, like you got to wonder with Brock. He tore his UCL in his elbow. Is that 100%? Like, did that fully recover, or are there still lingering effects? He has his turf toe injury. Is it ever going to fully recover, or are there always going to be lingering effects? Will he ever
He's
be as
always
quick as he used
hurt
to be?
about something, bro.
If you go back and
Something's
watch Brock
always
Purdy in
hurt.
2023 and compare his mobility to what it is now, it's way different. If you go back and look at the zip on his throws down the field, it's way different than it is now. Is that ever going to come back?
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying, man. Like, with like, that was our issue when we were talking about him signing was at the end of the day, whether you're a fan of him or not, he is always hurt. He is always dealing with an injury. And like, regardless if it's having him miss games or not, last year it was like his throwing arm shoulder and something else in his throwing arm. The year before, obviously, he was recovering from the UCL. The year before, it was his torn UCL. Like, the dude's always dealing with something. Like, it's the same with Joe Burrow. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, would you take Joe Burrow or Brock Purdy? It's like, sure, I'd take him over because of talent, but at the end of the day, they're both not going to be the quarterback because they never play. They're both
Yep.
always hurt.
Yep.
So you just have a really expensive rental for a few games a year. And it's just like, at the end of the day, like, why wouldn't you take a risk? Like, dude, Drew Alar is Kyle's prototypical quarterback. He runs a 4.9 40. He's 6'5", 235. Like, he's just a big pocket dude that plays well in a system. He doesn't.
And I think with Brock, like, it's fair to say that while he's had some really great stretches and his highlight reel is fun to watch, I think it's fair to say that his style of play and his production, his performance level was probably unsustainable because it requires running around. He's not that fast, making people miss. It requires him to not just operate from the pocket because he can't see the full field.
Yeah.
And he's not that big. So when he gets hit, which happens, it's not like he's Tom Brady, just gets rid of the ball hella quick. When he gets hit, his toe gets hurt, his shoulder gets hurt, his elbow gets hurt. Like, he just isn't really built to take a beating in the NFL. But he plays like his play style invites it.
I think Kyle's offense needs a big-bodied quarterback. You need a Mac Jones or a Drew Alar or a Matt Ryan. These guys are just big. They're tough. They're not even necessarily durable because they still get hurt too, but they'll play through it. And it doesn't affect their game as much because scrambling. Kyle needs a pocket passer because when you have a guy like Purdy and the scrambling ability gets taken away, Kyle in his head thinks, well, that's fine. I don't need it. But Purdy in his head thinks, I'm screwed. I need that. And like you said about Brandon Aiyuk, like, everyone gives Purdy a lot of credit for what he does in the scramble drill. Brandon Aiyuk is like a god at finding open pockets in the field. Like, always. That's why he had like 110 targets from him in 2023 is because a play would break down and Brandon Aiyuk we'd always say it, dude, he is always wide open. Like, he's just in the middle of space somehow with no one around him getting lost. So, yeah, in my opinion, if you're the Niners, unless you're really obsessed with Curtis Rourke, but he's again off an ACL injury, you need to get some big bodied dude that just can take hits.
I mean, again, it's great to get Brock Purdy in round 7 and to have a couple of years where he's playing at an incredible level in terms of
Mhm.
efficiency. That's great, but do you really think that's gonna be sustainable given his style of play and his stature? And if you look at all the other teams that run Kyle Shanahan's system, I mean, they all have big pocket quarterbacks. Matthew
Mhm.
Stafford in LA, he's not scrambling. Jordan Love, he can run a little bit, but he
But he doesn't.
generally doesn't. He's a
Yeah.
big pocket passer who can roll out a little
And they
bit.
all have
Uh,
big arms. That's the
yes.
other big thing that's missing is they all have like people could say what they want about deep ball. Brock Purdy isn't a deep ball thrower. He
No, he can
technically
throw the
is
ball 20 yards,
because yes,
maybe
because he
25.
hits that 20-yard threshold.
Right.
20 to 30 yards, or 15 to 30 yards is where Brock is comfortable. He is not Matt Stafford or Jordan
Yep.
Love
Yep.
or even Darnold last year in KOC's offense.
Right.
Like
Correct.
these are all guys that are big hands, tough as nails, and have a cannon
And
on
can
them.
and can threaten, like, really far down the field
Yes.
off play action.
Yes. Like, dude,
Across the field off play action.
that crossbody Stafford hit on us. It's like,
Yeah.
how the hell did you
Yep.
make that throw?
And that's the kind of stuff that Matt Ryan could do in this
Yep.
offense 10 years ago. It's the kind of stuff that I think Mac Jones could do if you let him play with Brandon Aiyuk or some wide receiver that could
Mhm.
actually win down the field. Maybe that'll be Ricky at some point. It's not Ricky right now.
Yep.
Yep.
Like everyone compares Brock. Well, Drew Brees did this. Well, these guys did this. All these weak are. Kyle has never done it with them though. Like and that's what I was saying. Like Kyle failed at it with Jimmy. He failed at it with Brock. Like the only one where you could say Kyle didn't fail was the Super Bowl against the Patriots, and even then, I guess he flundered. But I would give a lot of the blunder to 31 second half points led up by the defense. But Kyle needs a big body, big arm quarterback.
He has it in Mac, man. He should be careful about trading Mac. You got it. It works. And the way I look at Mac, is he an elite quarterback? Nah. But you watched Jared Goff yesterday on Thanksgiving. Is he better than Mac Jones? What does Jared Goff do better than? It seems like they both have great arms and they can hit a very high percentage of their
Yeah.
passes when they have time.
I'll say I
Um,
think Goff has a bit of a stronger arm than Mac. Like Jared Goff does have a pretty strong arm on him, but I
Maybe.
agree with the sentiment.
I think they're pretty similar.
I do.
Comparing Mac to Jimmy isn't it because Mac has a better arm. Mac is
I
his arm
agree.
is more close
I I
to
thi
God.
I think Mac I think Kyle wishes they drafted Mac, and that was that's what he was proving this year. He was like, "Look, we would have been just fine."
Yeah, before you fire me for that. Bill Kennedy says, "Will Niners extend JJ? Big mistake if they do." I hope they
I
don't.
I don't think they will. I don't think Juwan wants to come back. I really don't. I think he's warming up to like the media and stuff, but I don't think
Mm.
like I don't
I
think
think you're
he
right about
wants to
that.
be here.
I think you're right about that. I
Yeah.
think the amount of players that don't wanna come back is probably larger than people realize. It's kind of a strain. We'll talk about that in a minute. Josh Wyatt says, "Kyle gets the credit when plays work. QB gets the blame when the play doesn't. Eventually, Brock will stop trusting the play and then be, late, or that's already happening. The same thing happened to Jimmy, all your plays suck." It's true. It doesn't seem like Br when Brock
Eh,
first got the job, what he did was trust Kyle and let her rip. Um, that doesn't seem to be happening as much anymore right now. TVYT143 says, "Who do you trust on to run Mike on defense?"
oh, Fred Warner.
They might have to go Eric Kendricks.